Okay. Hello, and welcome to episode 49 of We Hate Skill Windows. My name is Rai,
I'm Chris.
and this is once again a podcast about discussing and reviewing, sort of biasedly, uh, podcasts. Wait, podcasts? Nope, my brain doesn't work. We review webtoons and manhwa that have mostly, in general, it's a power fantasy of some sort. Now, this is subject to change. We may review other things in the future, possibly. We could even start reviewing romances or something. That's sort of like a power fantasy. Power dynamics are power, I guess. But today we are reviewing Ending Maker. Ending Maker is a power fantasy in an aspect because I suppose the two main characters just have a lot of knowledge about what's going on. So, Ending Maker, the rough synopsis I can give you is there is a guy who plays a video game very well. There is a girl who also plays a video game very well. In your typical random fashion, these two are forcibly summoned into the game world and placed in the roles of a protagonist and another protagonist, essentially lining up with the characters that these people played in the game while they were like playing the game. The main character, I guess being the guy, gets placed into a body of a very sickly boy who has major issues. And the girl is placed into the body of the boy's love interest, also the girl that she played in the game. Uh, they honestly they're given a pretty vague quest, I think, and I think arguably it's the quest given by the characters who decided themselves to not have the world end so badly, because the original storyline, everyone just sort of like dies a really untimely fate. But it's weird. You basically prepare yourself for a lot of meta breaking comments. Almost every chapter is them talking about like, oh, you game addict, and like, what would my character do? Oh, that's right, we'd gain EXP, and it's a little strange. The first bit of it happening, I thought, this is valid, but by the like 40th chapter, and they're still going on and on about EXP gain, and I don't know, it's weird. It's not really like it's relatable, but in a weird sense. I sort of expected them to act more like characters in a way. But what was your impression, Chris?
I kind of completely agree with what you're saying right
It's
then.
weird, right? Like as
I would
game
say
players,
I guess I
it's
wouldn't say it's
familiar language,
weird.
but it's weird to
Yeah,
see. I don't know.
it totally breaks the flow of the story because they like transition in between like being their in-game characters and like
Yeah, let's say the
being
immersion's
what's
not
actually
there. I don't
them,
know.
and then they like instantly switch, and they're like, oh yeah, now back to our regularly scheduled selves as game
Yeah,
addicts.
so it's
Ugh.
Yuda as the guy, and the guy playing him is Outboxer. Yellow Tempest is the girl. She's playing the character of Cordelia. Now, they switch between all of these identities incredibly fast. And in the beginning, they refer to each other almost exclusively as Outboxer and Yellow Tempest, because, you come to the game world and you're like, hold on, something's not right. Hold on. And then, you have to get your bearings. But at some point, they just start talking to each other as Yuta and Cordelia, but they're still talking about game terms and knowledge that they wouldn't have. And it's weird because at some point I feel like either the translators stopped caring about it, or I guess this is supposed to be their slow slip into, I guess I'm just playing the character now. Except they still acknowledge that they're like, they've played the game. I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
I feel like in
I
most
feel like
other versions of this, the main characters, I suppose usually there's only one main character, but they usually like assimilate to the game world and just live life in there. I mean, no, that's not true. They
uh,
usually also have the painful, annoying part of, I know that this will happen in the future, so therefore I'm going to seek out this fucker and do this and that. But it's it's less meta. I don't know. They don't like talk about, well, no, nah,
I
okay,
think it's the drastic tone shift because they can be like super
they
serious
do.
and suddenly like the wide-eyed teeth smile appears. They like look at each other all squinty and they're like,
Oh yeah,
"You EXP boy."
that's true. Art's good though.
Uh, but it's
As a consequence, the art's good.
it's really good.
Who would have thought? Manhwa, art good. Not me. Surely it would have been bad one of these days. No, there's no way. But yeah, it's not. Dang, some of these days I feel like I just run out of things to complain about. It's not bad. I didn't hate it at the end of reading it. Just didn't really understand. I don't know. There was a very weak reason to why they were summoned in the first place, and then there's a very weird reasoning for how accepting again their parents are of their arguably drastic shift in behavior ish. Like, yes, these guys know how the story goes, so they can choose all the right options, but also, they're not correct. I don't know. Like, how would the sickly boy who became a martial art genius later down the line just suddenly become a much stronger boy? And then they play off a whole bunch of stuff due to Cordelia or Tempest's character being madly in love with the main character Yuta, but that only works so many times, surely. But it works a lot here. And I can't tell if, are we still operating by this is a game, or we're operating by this is the game world turned into reality. It feels less like the game world is real. It feels more like they're just still playing the game, but they're just stuck in it. Or maybe that's the language used. It feels weird. Also, I refuse to believe that you could have summoned like a level 600 demon and just smacked it for EXP.
Hmm.
Can you imagine? Secret or not, there, there's gotta be some sort of constraint on that. Also, why are you gaining EXP? Do we count this one as an atrocious bit of EXP? And well, do they have skill windows in here? They, they have windows, right?
Kind of,
But is
yeah.
that like stuff they can see or stuff? No, it's definitely stuff they can see, I think. I don't know. It's not super
I
bad,
don't know.
but
Actually, I don't think they actually had skill windows. Yeah,
I
I
mean, they
remember.
had the
I guess
notification
maybe.
of like EXP, you've leveled
Yeah.
up or something. But it was sort of minimal. But also, like, right? Like, if this is now your reality, why are you still getting this message? Why are you even leveling up in the first place? If you're actually in the game, you should just. I don't. I don't know. It's always weird to feel. Let's rate it, shall we?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's just go into the fun part. The complaining part, the rating part. All right, so art, it's good. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Who would
there's
have
some
known?
really good parts of it.
Okay, here's the question though: does it warrant a 10, or is the 10 still reserved for, I guess, solo leveling? Was it
Because
the
other
wow
things,
factor? There was a cute factor. I really
it is a
drew
really
Cordelia
fun.
cute,
Yeah.
and Yuta in some points. Art's very cute. The chibis are cute. But like, was that enough? I don't think so. The fighting was decent. Everything was decent. The chibis were cute. Screw it, 9 out of 10. It does not pass
I
the
give
solo leveling check.
I'll give it a 9 too. I thought it was pretty good, but I wasn't like super impressed by
I
it
don't
or
know.
anything.
Just something about how solo leveling, the Shadow Soldiers, I've said this before, but it's gotta have that level of like, holy shit. Like this is like every chapter is making me feel cool, like strong, I don't know. Didn't have that. It made me
Mm.
feel, wow, these chibis are cute. This author is very good at drawing cute things. It was that feeling of like, I already forgot what it was called. What was it called? The one we reviewed where it's like a romance.
Oh, the other romance? It was
Yeah,
like
the other romance. That's what it's
Terminally
called.
Ill Extra or something.
Yeah, something like that. That already sounds wrong, but yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
it had a longer title. I remember it had like a
Hold
really
on,
long
I
title.
know, I
I like
know, because
that's it.
there's the terminally ill like knight, and then I know that there's several that Asura is translating right now that sound very, very similar to that. I'm not gonna bother
Oh,
looking
the
it up.
time of the Terminally Ill Extra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one though, was very cute.
Yeah.
Is it just a difference in art style or purpose? There's a lot more like random lore related things that happen in this one. The main character's focus is not even really like martial arts. He uses this like weird magic based martial arts, I guess. I don't know. He's
I
technically
was so
a martial
confused by
arts
that.
family, but
It's like his father is seen carrying a sword, and so is his
yeah,
brother.
but then
And
his
then
dad's like,
he's
"Here you
only
go.
like
It's a unarmed
fist
fist
fighting.
attack."
I was so confused.
And
I was
here's
like,
the upgraded
no.
version, a larger fist attack. Why are you teaching your son fist arts when you guys use swords? And then your teacher's like, ah, yeah, here's physical training, and I don't know. Why is your teacher gotta look so stereotypical? I guess the game is stereotypical. How's the story go? If
Mm,
I think you have a better judge of what the story is good or not. I'll let you go first here. I've just been going off
uh,
of like story enjoyable, no bad. I feel like you usually have a better idea or like reasoning at least.
yeah, I didn't really count how long the arcs were. Overall, it was kind of just like moment to moment, like this happens and that happens and this happens and that happens. And usually I'm like a little bit, I don't know, less interested in like episodic shows, but in this one, I still don't like them actually. Yeah. Uh,
You're
I
like,
feel like
usually I'm not interested. This, however, was no exception. It's the
I
bait and switch. It's the bait and bait. Um, yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I was just gonna say the story wasn't terribly riveting, but that's probably because I've read too many of these. Like, you know, if this was your first manhwa, would you be like, holy shit, this is good? Because I don't know if I would. I might just stop reading. If it wasn't for the fact we were reviewing this, I would have stopped reading. And I think it's just because it felt too bullshit to me. Like,
Oh,
regardless of, I know there's people like this in the world. I understand this. However, the chances of you having a main character who has like photographic memory, wow, that's crazy. That's so cool. But like the ability to memorize spell circles in the game and carry that knowledge with you. Yes, I understand that you've been playing this game for a long time. You're the number one player. Okay, cool. But your character was not a magic based character. He also had a really weak start. How do you remember this? And also, how do you know how to copy your dad's handwriting? When, like, when would you have ever learned this? That makes
mm,
very little sense. How are the knights willing to listen to your dad's handwriting? That sounds totally real and definitely not. Yeah, I see this letter. Now let me confirm with your dad that's true, you know? Why I I don't understand. Why is your dad so willing to eat your mistakes? Just cuz you're sick? Does the sick card get you everywhere in this game? I don't know. It
mm,
felt convenient. Every time the guy took out the pen and the quill and the ink, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna just make dumb stuff happen." Also, why does the girl not know how to do it? Her family is the magic family. And then there's all the complaints I have about. And later on in the story, the girl's dad just starts like giving him elixirs. And I understand, and it's probably fair, but like I, I don't know. Those are elixirs. Uh, it was sort of hinted that something bad would happen, like a punishment, and then their punishment is just to like stay in the rooms and not talk to each other for like 10 days, which they're like more than happy to do anyway. It feels lacking. I'm not saying I want to see them get worse or punishments or something, but it feels so accepting. Especially since I don't believe this was an easy game to play when it was a game. Plus, this is a sequel.
yeah,
Yeah, because
I suppose.
the master you meet is like a character that wasn't supposed to be in the second game or something like that. I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on with the chronological order of things. It I don't know. How riveting was it for you to rate it? Or how riveting was the rating for you?
In regards to the story, it was probably like a 5.
Alrighty, a 5 it is there. I hmm. Yeah, not hmm. Don't really have a dedicated opinion to it. Ah, screw it. A 5 it is. I don't know. It was sort of bland. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't really. Okay, you know what actually got me mad in the story? Or not mad, just like tired of the shit. Why did both of the fairies have to invite them to court or to the fairy queen? Why did that play out the exact same way twice? How did it even play out the first time? How did they defeat a bicorn in the middle of a waterfall with electric damage? Wouldn't that spread to the water? Like, you know, normal? How did the
Mm,
man use his lightning fist martial art and just defeat it? He should have electrocuted himself.
What good questions.
All good questions, yeah. Also, hey, why are you bathing with clothes on? Have you guys. Clearly, the concept of a bathing suit exists in this game. They even have, like, the items for it. Then why are the fairies so dumb? Okay, I understand they're children, but, like, why are the fairies so dumb?
They like pretty people.
Yeah, they also liked Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I know, right?
I, you know, though, if I asked you name a song title that has star in it, would you also default to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Honestly, you're right. I would.
I think you would, and I think I would too. The other thing that comes to mind is like "Wish Upon a Star," but I don't even think that's a song. I think it's just a saying. The word association game is not strong in us gamers. I think. Honestly, we probably achieved about the right same. I feel like I tried to sing something better though. If I had like a perfect singing voice in a game, probably try to hit like golden hour or something at least. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You would sing that like 8 billion times for the fairies, and the fairies would listen to that for 8 billion times, and your parents out there would be like, yes, she must be taking a long bath." And then for it to happen again, okay, that just stupid now. And for them to just get free, they're just conning free shit out of these fairies.
Yeah.
And and this is good stuff too. The thing the forest fairy gave Yuta, the guy, was this like ring that lets him essentially teleport 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Teleportation is not even short range That's crazy. I cannot believe there was apparently an item like that in this game. This game must have been incredibly unbalanced. It also must have been one of those games where this is a first time reward only awarded to the first person to clear this map. It sounds very good in theory, it really does. And then you realize if you made a game like that, people would be so pissed. It's like, dude, I wasn't awake for this event. I was like, it was 3 a.m. when this event came out in my country. What do you mean it already got claimed, you know? Honestly, it's sort of like a lot of the mobile gacha game market. You know how a lot of them have like uh server tier rewards?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know the ones you probably know. Like first in the server to reach 10,000 power, first in the server to reach 100,000 power, and they get like things for it.
Yeah.
Every time I log on to the server, even like launch day for some of these games, launch day, I was like not even too far from the top. This was for what? I already forgot the name of what I played. Omni Heroes. I remember telling you that I was playing it. I don't think anyone jumped on the hype besides me though. Omni Heroes launched. It's probably day 2. I was on a pretty new server. And I was probably about like 100k off from the highest person. And every day I would get stronger. And every day these higher people would exponentially get stronger. And I came to the conclusion these must be whales. There is no feasible way for a free to play player to get this high up. Like they were going up so fast. I think I ended up spending like $2 on that game just to get like a important hero or something. But like even with that balance, it didn't matter. These people were like going up the ranks so fast. And then you know, it's like, oh, well, you know, for every person that gets to this tier, everyone on the server gets rewards. But like you get shittier rewards. You get their leftovers. It doesn't feel fair. And then what? Like, do you just like sit, wait for a new server to open just to do this all again? What's the glory in that? Legit though, what's the glory in that? I fail to understand. I did end up making, I think, one of the first guilds in that server, and
Ooh.
yeah, that went well. Uh, I made a guild after failing to join a guild because, god damn it, it was too full.
Oh,
And I was like, screw this shit, I'm making my own. And you know what? Random people joined, and but they actually like contributed money,
oh,
like
oh,
paid currency to it. Because it's one of those games where you could contribute gold or you can contribute like diamonds.
gems. Oh.
Yeah, and people were like doing big purchases, and I was like, oh dang. But my motivation drained when several people joined, and they were like 3 million power, and I was only like 600k. And I was like, how are you guys? How? I don't know. My motivation dies when I play those games. When I see the high powered people, and I see me, like a lowly bronze player now, when I was like gold on release, and I'm like, damn, it's like Cookie Run, but I don't know. You guys stuck to Cookie Run. Some people I know, IRL and Chris, you guys were the big boys in the Cookie Run world. And I was not even a sorbet shark cookie. I did end up getting everyone, but like super late. All I had was one Hollyberry cookie to my name and a whole bunch of moon rabbits. Uh,
Moon rabbits are cute.
yeah, that got outscaled so fast. I regret spending money on Moon Rabbit Cookie. She got outscaled so fast. Turns out max tier cookie does not matter when you just have, what's that guy? Dark chocolate cookie or whatever. It's the ancient guy.
Yeah. Dark
I don't know.
chocolate, yeah.
People know what I'm talking about surely in one day. Anyway, the character score. Uh I don't know. They're likable ish. I don't like the main character, honestly, Yuta. Cordelia is fine. She's very cute. Uh Yuta's too resourceful. Again, it's this unnatural resourcefulness. I understand that Cordelia's character is written, or Tempest maybe, the character playing her, is probably a bit more clueless, and that's supposed to be the case. But the main character is too smart. I imagine the only game I could theoretically do something in that realm, like if we all got transported to a game and all that stuff. Can only think that the only game I could probably do something similar to what he's doing and like know every single spell and everything is Divinity Original Sin 2 because I've spent too much time setting up my own campaigns in there that I could definitely work around that. But like, say in the theoretical world of I don't know, something like this, there's no way, right? Like if you got sent into Lost Ark or something, well, I don't know. I guess if you were the number one player in a game, do you think you could memorize every single recipe, know it by heart?
Mm, I don't know what type of game it is, I guess.
Most of the important ones, an RPG like this,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
MMORPG.
know. Like memorize like the random art. Like if you had to draw the magic circle in the
By
game, I might
memory?
memorize it. But if it was just like a scroll that you use, like I'm not memorizing that crap.
Yeah, and well, so like from one of our friends who plays Final Fantasy a whole bunch and streams a lot of it, I've understood that maybe if it's that game, maybe because you do a whole bunch of weird stuff and like
That's a
memorizing boss
RPG game
patterns and
too.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can understand doing that. Memorizing how to draw every single magic circle when you're not even a magic based character, a martial art based character, I, that feels excessive. Now, granted,
Yeah.
the excuse is, oh well, the main character has photographic memory. like the guy playing him outboxer, and he just sort of sees stuff and stores it in his brain. But that's a shitty excuse, and you know it.
He
You,
called it the library way of memorizing. It was
yeah,
like,
I disagree. That's called you have a photographic memory. Not everyone can do this shit. I refuse. I'll look it up right now though, and I'll be sad when I'm wrong. Library way of memorization.
let me look up the actual term. It was like,
Are our memories like libraries? What is the most effective method for memory? I have no idea. What is this question I have on Quora? I see a question that says, how can a library in my mind be a mind palace? Are they
it was that.
personaing? Wait, what?
It was that the Mind
The
Palace.
mi-
Yeah.
Hold on, persona? ChatGPT has an answer on Quora now. What? ChatGPT has an answer. Wait, hold on. This is an actual thing? A memory palace is a technique used to help people remember things more easily by associating them with a specific location or series of locations. The idea is that you can create a library in your mind by visualizing a specific place such as a real library or a fictional one and associating different pieces of information with different parts of that place. What? Wait, there's no shot. For example, you might imagine a bookshelf in your memory palace, and then associate a specific book on that bookshelf with a piece of information you want to remember. There's no way. There's no way this is actually real? Hold
Maybe?
on. Do people actually do this?
Mhm.
I, maybe I'm just dumb. If I can do this, that'd be cool. Because, I'm gonna say 10 words here, and they may mean something to someone listening 32 minutes into this podcast. Have you heard of this method? It's like To Noah Ma Ro La Chow Kao Fo Boy Ties.
What the heck?
That sound about right? Yeah? Did I just speak English to
Ching
you?
chong bang dang du bar.
Well, hold on. This was English. Hold on. To Noah Ma Ro La Chow Kao Fo Boy Ties. Yeah, that makes sense to you. There's 10 more of that. I used to know 20 of these. But that's a memorization method I know of. Basically, you know this list of like 10 words that make absolutely no sense. And you assign it's a similar thing. You assign a certain something you want to remember to each word in succession. And in doing so, you can probably remember 20 words in succession of those words because you know the guideline base words. So, for example, say I want to remember, I don't know, the two words ending in maker. So, like for ending, you go to toe, and then do you think, well, what would be an ending for a toe? Probably being chopped off or something. You just like visually cram in the brain your toe getting chopped off. And then when you think you've adequately imagined that, you move on to the second word, which would be Noah. Noah and Maker, that's pretty fair. Noah survived the Great Flood, and he made life happen or something. You can probably just basically try to envision, like, maybe it's just Noah, a guy named Noah making something or something, you know? And it's this like weird memorization tactic I learned in school where you basically like because you know the Tono Amaro law thing, then every time you bring it up, you're like, okay, well, associating with To was an end, and then what Noah is to make. So therefore, I'm trying to remember something about end making, and you like it's not perfect, but it has helped me remember a bunch of like song titles and or lyrics to songs in a horrible, horrible way. But Mind Palace, Memory Palace, not a clue. I'm reading this like description on Quora, and they're talking about imagining like 26 sets of of bookcases, one for each letter of the alphabet, or 50 alcoves if you're trying to remember something about each of the 50 states. We can put additional. What? We could imagine a large stained window in the back of each alcove, and additional glass cases to help us navigate. What?
It's ooh, fascinating.
Ah, this is too much. I. You have to insert yourself into your mind palace, and oh. Yeah, this is similar to what I'm talking about, but like a whole palace, I guess. You have to place bizarre items into your mind palace to help association. For example, this guy memorized something because when you walk up to a baseball bat in their mind palace, they smash a Chinese vase with it and spill water on a tiger skin rug in the process. As a random example, but apparently, because that's your action when you take into that specific object, then you can apparently use baseball bat to store something, Chinese vase to store something, water, and tiger rug. I would not be able to do this. Maybe this is a
Crazy cat.
experiment for the future. That sounds insane though. Okay. I mean, I don't know. The characters are fine. Aside from the main characters, they're sort of generic. Lucas is generic. The pseudo side character guy.
Mm.
They're all pretty generic right now. The the demons are generic. I don't know. And they just became free XP. What was up with that? Um yeah, we're gonna give that like a 6 because Cordelia's character was cute. I don't know. That's pretty high. Probably should go lower.
I kind of liked the characters in the beginning.
Mm.
I mean, one thing I really enjoyed that there were two of them.
Yeah, it was refreshing.
So I kind of like the vibes of them like having to like talk to each other, plan these things, trying to actually like an actual like I don't know like an actual partnership, which was like I think pretty important when I'm reading stories to see like actual character relationships.
Damn, that's crazy. What
Honestly,
about the ones where
romantic.
they don't expand on it at all and all of a sudden they got two sworn brothers? That's crazy. What if I spent the next like 30 minutes trying to argue about why in Doctor's Rebirth him and that one guy are actually friends and brothers, even though we don't see them interacting at all? Wow, that's crazy. It's insane. Are you still following Doctor's
Um,
Rebirth?
no.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I stopped too. He started feeding jerky to birds.
Uh,
Then recently he discovered like some hidden martial art that was just sitting in a cave. And
Oh,
who would have thought? It perfectly complements his martial arts. Wow.
crazy.
And then he also absorbs like 10 years of internal energy from leveling up. Yeah. And I was like, this is getting sort of BS. It was always BS, but we've completely lost track of him as a doctor. He's just a martial artist now. Doctor's Rebirth
Oh,
or Return, it's just Doctor who travels as Wuxia. Martial
so much
artist
of the
now.
corollary, everything turns into martial artist fighting.
Yeah, no, legit. Like, all he does is send letters to his master now, being like, hey, I hope you're doing well. I'm off to fight more baddies.
Hey, wow. Oh.
And that doesn't feel as fun. What happened to the whole, you're a poor doctor trapped in the body of a small child? I guess you got past the trying to survive part, and now you're just, guess I'm living life now. What do you
Yeah,
give these characters you enjoyed?
um, I'll give them a 6 too. Towards the end,
Hmm.
I was kind of pissed off every now and then where they like switch off from their like story personas back into like I don't know game addict persona. That was kind of just not amazing. Like you have to talking about like the game knowledge this and then not quite
No, I mean,
working.
I will say, like, ideally, theoretically, this will not happen, I don't think. But it would be cool if it did happen. If there was one thing I wanted to wish into fruition now, it's to see the world become a game. Like, I think it'd be really funny and really fucked if we just turned the world into like a gamified thing. Maybe gods descend upon here and they're just like, all right. So here's the thing.
You have
The world's
skill
gonna
windows.
So the world's gonna get destroyed, but we're all gonna give you guys a class, and you're all gonna have to choose something, and you're gonna have to level up. And
Oh, this is
your
so
dimension is gonna be
necromantic.
destroyed by these gates that appear in the sky. I just want it to
Then you
happen.
have to.
I just want to see it happen. I want to see it happen because I want to get my choices, get my fucking skill cards, and they're all like D rank, and I'm like, yep, that sounds about right. Like the most
Oh,
undeserving
oh,
individuals in the world get like S tier cards.
oh.
Yeah, and some people just they're built different. Like the Pope gets like Pope card. I don't know, like inherent bonus. I am the Pope. There's got to be some stuff like that. And then yeah, the world descends into pure anarchy as the hunters become the
I
chosen.
would scream. I would freaking like you'd have to send me to an insane asylum because I'd be in extreme denial. I'd be disassociating extremely hard with the world.
What if your screaming unlocks like a hidden passive mental resistance plus 10?
No.
They're like
Uh,
your abandonment of your world empowers your mental palace.
you get a title,
The
crazy
one
guy.
who screams.
No,
The one who
no.
rejects this world.
I think that would make me descend further into madness.
Wait, but what? Hold on, you've got to unlock your like A tier skill first and roll your loot gotchas. What if every level up you were promised a gotcha box?
No way.
Come on, come on. Wouldn't it
Uh,
be fun? It'd be like this. There's gotta we need to just pitch this as a movie idea. There's gotta be a way to turn this into like a live action. I understand that like Solo Leveling is probably gonna get like an adaptation, isn't it? Anime.
an anime, yeah.
But like, imagine this as like a shitty live action. Pitch it to Netflix or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Just
they'll
like
do it.
one day, everyone's like, they wake up and they've got just like the trailer of some guy being like, "What is this?" And he's poking this like blue skill window floating in front of him. It's,
Oh,
it'd be glorious. Just in particular, just the stupid rehash of skill windows plus numerous gods or like entities watching you. Could be even be aliens at this point. And having to like complete, oh, maybe we call them scenarios or something. I don't know. And, yeah, and the main character so happens to be a game addict, which somehow gives them unique shit. I don't know. It's stupid. And I think it would be very funny. So if there is a god out there, make this happen, please. That'd be nice. It'd be very stupid and very funny. And I fully accept being fucked over. I just want to see it happen. And maybe if I see it happen and I created this mess, then I can get the title of I created this mess or something. Give me the creator bonus. Give me that plus one skill point at every in every attribute or something.
eh.
And then give Chris the mental denial he desires. I don't think he desires it, but give it to him anyway. What other best way to mind crush millions of people over like across the world? Uh,
Oh,
it, there, I very bad thing to say, but also sort of true. I sometimes I find myself wondering if we could just have another like COVID event. It sounds bad, but like you've got to understand. Surely someone understands what I mean. Like during COVID, the whole world essentially shut down. I mean, I understandably was still alive and still functioning, but like everyone went remote. Most people did not go outside. There were some brave people who decided they don't give a fuck, but most people stayed inside. The world became digital, and things were like peaceful. I don't know, felt peaceful. You know what? In the places that were probably still fighting, probably not that peaceful. But in the comfort of my United States of America world, it was weirdly calm. I don't know. There was like less hectic day to day. Still, yeah, like I still worked a job during that time and had to go to work and everything, but everything was so digital. I don't know. It was like it was nice. I don't know if
yeah,
you agree.
honestly. I agree, I
I
agree.
like look back on it and I'm like, damn, I sort of wish I could go back to the COVID days. Not only that, it made introverts not like weird because I feel like everyone had to like only talk online. It was different
Mm,
times. You only talked to like your roommates or your family, but you only like saw them every so often. And it was good time. I just wish I wasn't living with two other guys at the time, because that sort of made it awkward. Because we ended up not being super great friends at the end of that lease. But other than that, it was a good time. It was good. But
nice.
yeah, well, we're at the end of our scores. We gave everything about the same score, so I think we just add up the same scores, which is a 20 out of 30. And if I knew how to do math, I would do it, and I would get about 66%. But what if I typed it into Google anyway because I'm lazy? So anyway, that's a 6.6 out of 10. And we come to our most important score, the skill window score. I honestly don't think it had many skill windows.
It was in a game world anyway, so I don't mind.
All right, it's a game world out of 10. I don't know why this rating is here. It makes no sense. I just like having it. It's a funny, quirky nothingness score.
Yeah.
All right, so this leads us to an interesting point. Next week would then, or next episode is now 50. Did you ever think you'd get to 50 on this thing?
Mm, maybe.
Because I honestly thought we'd run out of things to record for, despite knowing there's so many countless shitters that we can always record for. There's so many stupid other things that are coming out. I feel like there's still ones that we haven't reviewed that have
there's
been just
at least 100
accruing.
that we.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is rookie numbers. A lot of them are pretty cringe though. I don't really want to read a lot of them. A lot of these are like, imagine, you think we can ever try to review the game that I came from? The thing that's currently at 219 chapters? I don't.
Maybe.
I I don't want to read that. I tried so hard to read it in the beginning. I dropped it like 4 times. Well, nonetheless, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't help but feel like for like 50, for 100, for those, we should do like special videos. I don't really know what we could do for a special video. Now, I will say I do have on BlueStacks a game called like Overmortal Idol RPG.
I hate the games that say Idle RPG in their title. They make me
Okay, I'm
less
just floating this
interested.
out here. Would you be interested in playing that or something? The logic here is this is touted as like a reincarnation cultivation life sim RPG,
Right.
but it sounds like it's also going to be a waste of a recording session, and we're just gonna look at this game and be like, "What the fuck is this?" Uh, so I want to float this as maybe an extra for being at 50, and then I'll still choose something to review. So let me scroll down the Asura, the good old Asura. I swear, there's so many like Swordmaster ones that I don't want to read them. Every time I see the word Swordmaster, I'm like, what about not Master? Also, what's with this trope? Something, something, I'm a doctor. Why are they all doctors? But also for 50, we
Because
should
they
surely read a good one, right? Right? Or do we want to read a bad one? Because I have some bad ones I can suggest. There are some
no.
pretty bad ones that I can suggest here that would be sort of depressing to read for the 50th. But we should do good. We should do good. You know what? This is I'm gonna hurt myself for doing this mentally and physically. I don't have the brain power to read these many chapters anymore. How does reviewing SSS class Suicide Hunter sound?
Sure.
Alright. This one's good in my opinion. It's also very stupid, but it's good in my opinion. I don't know.
Ooh, it's a 97 chapters. Alright.
Yeah, that's why I said I'll hurt. It it's so long. But it's good. It's just it's you'll see. There's a reason why it's called SSS Class Suicide Hunter. Yeah, you'll see. Well, you know, I feel like I shouldn't say this at 52 minutes into the recording, but hey, if you're watching at this point, thank you for sticking around. I don't know why you've done that, but thank you so much. And if you haven't already, you should probably click that subscribe button and also click the like button and comment. You know what? Viewer suggestions always welcome. You want to have us review something? Something stupid? Go and let us know. All right. You got any words of encouragement for us getting to 50?
Hooray, good job.
That's so worst. Okay, well, we'll see you next week. See ya.